A guilty plea for a former Philadelphia police officer who shot and killed a 12-year-old boy. This is Fox 29 News at 11. I'm Dawn Timoney. That officer pleading guilty to third-degree murder in the death of T.J. Siderio. As Steve Keeley reports, that officer now faces up to decades behind bars.
When sentenced here in July, it's possible the former Philadelphia police detective could get less than a single decade in prison, as low as 7.5 years.
I hope you will understand that we can only make very limited comments because the sentencing has not occurred. It will not be occurring until July.
And that possible sentence now is no longer the life without a chance of parole for former Philadelphia police detective Edson Mendoza. He was facing that with the original first-degree murder charge. But now with his guilty plea to third-degree murder for shooting 12-year-old T.J. Siderio in the back, 40 feet from where TJ had tossed a gun that prosecutors say he used to fire a shot into the detective's car at 18th and Barber Streets here in South Philly. The sentencing guidelines for the judge now range from just 7.5 years up to 20 to 40 years. And so for the former detective who was fired a week after the deadly shooting and locked up since he was charged with no bail first-degree murder charges 2 months after the shooting, he's now 28 years old and hopes to get out of prison someday. And that's something several in T.J. Siderio's family are not happy with.
Before making the plea offer, we absolutely invited them in. We spoke with young Mr. Siderio's mother and her lawyers. We spoke with Mr. Siderio's aunt and grandfather several times. So their input and their requests were certainly taken into consideration before this office extended the plea offer.
Tonight, many in the family hope they can convince the judge now in July to be on the harsher, highest end of the sentencing guidelines.
I know some members of the family were unhappy with the plea offer that was made, and some members of the family were satisfied with the plea offer that was made.
We don't agree in any way that someone is being let off lightly. We do not accept for a moment that the outcome here, which does leave discretion in the hands of the court, and we think that is appropriate. We don't agree for a moment that this is a light outcome. We will see what the sentence is when the time comes.
Mendoza has already served 2 years in prison. In 90 days, a judge here will decide whether that's nearly a fourth of his total sentence or he still has to serve 10 to 20 times that amount. At the Criminal Justice Center, Steve Keeley, Fox 29 News.